What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 4, where we are back with another festival playlist. And this time we are in the winter season. And as always, we are starting with a photo challenge. Take a photo of any rally monster at the quarry. Now, the first thing is, where's the quarry? It's right here on the map. Here you have a sign. Don't be confused, it's not here where the sign is, it's where the sign points on the other side. As far as the map goes, it's like fairly centric to the left of that little lake or river. This is what the quarry looks like. Now, as you might imagine, this is not a rally monster, so we need to change the car as well. First you go to the filter and you filter by rally monster. There we are. And you pick whichever one you like. Let's pick this one. A little picky when it comes to rally cars. And then you take a picture. Completes the photo challenge, and we'll see each other with weekly Forzathon challenges. And I am glad that the Lambo I picked was not a hypercar, or else we would have done this already. Own and drive any hypercar. How do we do that? Well, we jump to change car again, and instead of filtering for rally monster, we filter for hypercar. Just right here. And let's pick this one. It looks kinda cool, and it's not your average day car. Well, none of them are. Yep, let's use that one. Pretty cool. And that completes chapter 1. Chapter 2 is relatively simple. Put on a show of force with your hypercar by earning 10 pass skills while racing it. The only annoying part is that it's winter, but it's not really a problem. The way you do it easily, I mean, it's pretty simple anyway, but the way that is probably easiest is that you jump into a race. We'll probably get the video flagged because there was music, but hey, what can you do? Yeah, difficult. We can probably turn it down even further, because what we are going to do, basically the way you want to do it, is you let these guys pass you. Since we are on a very low difficulty, that's not going to be a problem. We are now going to pass everyone. By the way, if you ever need triple pass skills, I would recommend something like this as well. Then we have ultimate pass, another ultimate pass, and this way you can just get pass skills. There's another ultimate pass, and once you passed enough cars, another ultimate pass. Wonderfully, isn't it? Apart from losing our skill streak thing, and now we just let everyone pass. A few more passing skills, which should make completing chapter number 2 relatively easy. I mean, it is easy to complete, it's just we want to complete it in a reasonable time, and we have finished Ultra Exotic. Yep, that completes chapter number 2, and then you can just quit the race. Because you don't need it, and we'll see each other with chapter 3. And for chapter 3 we have to prove a word supercar isn't enough to describe the performance of your hypercar by earning a total of 9 stars from speed zones with it. As always, this is more about endurance than about raw performance. We are going to pick this one. We need 130. I'm probably going to start on the other side of it. I like this one because it's short. And that means even when you don't freestart it, doesn't take too long because you can easily do it a lot of times in a row. I'm not a big fan of the snow, but that's going to be a 2-star attempt. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the snow, but you don't necessarily need to 2-star. I have 3-starred in my first attempt, which was off the record. That was not the way I planned it, actually. So it should give us 7 now. I have 3 and 4. So we need 2 stars again. That was kind of bad. I'm gonna just drive back and forth. It's kind of hard with the snow, but all in all, fairly doable. Is that it? Has it always been 2 stars, or did we just... What is the speed requirement for 2 stars? 95, so that should finish. Apparently not. With 8 of 9 for some reason. Apparently we only 1-starred one of them. Maybe only 2-starred the first attempt. Maybe I was slightly below 130. Oh well, doesn't matter, we finished it. Right now, it completes chapter 3, that is. So we can go on to chapter number 4. And for chapter 4 we have to do another fairly easy thing. Bask in the glory of winning a road racing series event at Lakehurst Forest Sprint with your hypercar. The Lakehurst Forest Sprint is here. Here's the forest. It's like right below that. And well, you win the event. You only have to use your hypercar. You can use custom events. You can use the difficulty, whichever you prefer. You can turn it on to super easy like we did for the other challenge, and it really doesn't matter. You just have to win the race. And that's the only requirement, and we'll see each other afterwards with the stunts, because I'm actually going to do the full race. I feel like doing one. Or actually, let's just do it together. We can do a race here. Let's at least go to above average. I mean, I want to make sure that we win and negate any possible things going wrong, you know? Which can always happen. And I'd like to avoid that. So, not going above average. If you want to see me do that, there are plenty of other videos where I do that. Yeah, it's just about winning the race. I could have shown you a quick way in a custom race, maybe I'll do that afterwards. If you, well, you know how the custom race works, right? When you go to the custom events, you go to the popular tab, and then the first one is probably, call it something like, I don't know, easy weekly or easy Forzathon or something. Car is kind of hard to handle in low speed corners because it lifts a lot off of its downforce. Which is obviously understandable, but it's a bit annoying. So we are 43% through the race. That was kind of tricky because we lost contact to the ground for a moment and that brought us pretty far forward. So we should start a little bit before that corner. And this is a little bit problematic here because of the snow, but we do have all-wheel drive. Obviously, all-wheel drive in the game, easily the best, but in winter it's even more of an advantage. Kind of messing up here in the snow, but it's okay. We are still doing alright. I mean, it's a two-horse race anyway, but you can see the second horse in the race, so to speak, is a Lambo, so we talk about an all-wheel drive there as well. The rear-wheel drive cars just have so much trouble in these conditions. Very progress of 83%. I feel like I'm not taking too many risks here now. Because obviously driving that fast in these conditions carries a risk. And yeah, now we can just finish it. This car is really pretty, by the way. And that should finish chapter 4. And it did. So we will see each other with the stunts. And for the first stunt we have the danger sign. The northbound one we need to reach 725.1 feet, which is doable, but in the winter it's all a little bit more difficult. And we're going to try and use the Rallymans, the Rally Fighter, to a great result, I'd say. So let's just try it out. Now for the first stunt we have the danger sign, the northbound one in winter, and it's probably the most annoying in the game. I say that about many of them, don't I? Anyway, we have to reach 725.1 and we'll see if we can do that.
You have arrived at your destination.
That one could actually work. Yes, it does. Finally. So I've tried a few different cars on this, and I think an all-wheel drive supercar or hypercar is probably the best choice. I've seen some people use the Ferrari FXX and the Ferrari 599XX. They're certainly possible, but I think the Hennessy has a certain noodle and lightness to it. What I do suggest is A, picking a waypoint so that you don't lose your target out of sight, and B, starting a little bit to the right here, because when you have a smoother path like I've just shown, when you do the straight path it's a lot more difficult in my opinion. So yeah, this is my car of choice, but I think most hypercars, most tuned hypercars with all-wheel drive can probably do it. It's difficult though, it's certainly difficult, not an easy one. Certainly one of the harder ones, and we'll see each other with the speed trap or speed zone, I'm not entirely sure. And for the speed trap we have the aerodrome one, and for this one we are going to use with 599XX because this is as pure of a speed challenge as it gets. And you know, this is as raw of a speed and straight line speed cars we're going to get, so I think this is going to be really easy.
You have arrived at your destination.
But I think if you did the last challenge, you can do this one easily. Just pick something with great acceleration and go through. That's really it. So that should be fairly doable, and we'll see that with the speed is up. Oh, a cool finish. And lastly we have the speed zone, the Lakeshore one. This one right here, we need to reach 97 miles an hour, which luckily is only 2 miles above a 3-star rating. On the downside, it's winter, so let's see what we can do. I decided to use the RS 200 because it's an amazing car. Because I think it's probably the easiest choice for something like this. There we go. Is it raining now? Of course. All week it's great weather when I can't go outside because I'm working, and now approaching the weekend it's raining. Of course.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Anyway, that wasn't what I was on about. What I was on about is that this car is amazing and you should probably use it for the challenge. You can do it from both sides, by the way. You can even make an argument it's easier from this side, but really this car, especially fully tuned, is probably going to be enough, especially when you use a sort of optimized line. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can do these things as well, especially the jump. And until next time, farewell.